listener, and you're welcome back to another episode of Evie Unbounded. As always, I'm your loving host, Evie Jane, and this is my podcast about showcasing amazing women who are breaking down barrier. We are real and unbounded in this space. For this episode, I would like to welcome an amazing woman who has 40 years experience in the beauty industry as an international educator, researcher, and formulator. She's an expert in anti-aging cellular technology to century-old meridian guasa technique. Oh my God, that's so exciting. That's speaking my language. She's passionate about sharing specific facts and building strong partnership in product that she's been developing. Her desire is to develop the purest, most powerful treatment and redefine the best skincare on the market. Please welcome Janel Luu, the founder and CEO of Mieux Cosmetic, and then also Mieux Clinical, PurErb, and MD Gen, I should say. Hi, Janel. You know what? Before you kill me, I just doesn't sound pretty enough the way I speak the brand, but I thought it was Mieux. But you told me it was a French word. So I would have you to tell the audience and you say it. It doesn't serve justice when I pronounce it because I don't speak French.
You say it beautifully. It's actually le mieux. So imagine like a cat saying mieux, mieux. So it means the best in French.
It sounds very feminine. I like the way you say it. It sounds really pretty.
Oh, as pretty as you.
Oh,
Evie.
thank
Absolutely.
you. And how you come up with that name, by the way?
You know, I wanted to start a brand that really truly was benchmarked to be the best. So my husband was educated in a French boarding school. So I said, I want to make the best product, but I can't call it the best. So he said, well, why not Mieux? So I said, oh, that sounds good. So that's how it started.
Oh, wow. That's okay. Great story. And we should give your husband credit for that because that is a really pretty name. Whether it's French or not French, it sounds great. And then I like the fact that the definition of it, the best. It is the best. And thank you. I actually got a product from you and I was like, looks so fancy. Everybody, can you guys see it? It's amazing. And tell me about how you even start in the skincare. Like what make you, most women love to care about skin, so I get that. But what made you decide this is something you wanted to do and you want to come up with something the best for women, the skincare?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I was born in Korea. So as you know, K-beauty is taking a big stage currently in the global market. And I was born from a woman, my mother, who's a skin goddess. So she would literally go from Seoul to Tokyo to buy skincare.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I thought a lot of money. I really thought that was very common. And then I realized that is very unusual. And she is now currently 90 years old and her skin is flawless. And she is really a benchmark. And she, of course, had great skin, but I think all of our best skincare genes. So I always had like problem skin. All three children did not have the blessing. So it inspired me.
Your skin look amazing. I know I introduced you like you in this industry for 40 years, but even when I was saying that, I was like, you don't look like your age at all. I mean, I can kind of do the math, but your skin do not. So whatever you come up with, it work yourself.
That's why my aspiration is great. And I'm a few months shy of 63. So I think, I have to make sure all the molecules are dancing really well on my skin, as well as the clients that experiences le mieux.
Yeah. So were you always started skincare or were you doing something else and then you thought, hey, I want to try to delve into skincare? Because the product I got was something to do with the oxygen, right? This oxygen mist.
Right.
Yeah. So I just want to know how you come to decide, okay, this is the skincare is what I want to target. And then you come up with your product and stuff. Yeah.
Well, first, I think right out of college, I thought maybe I should become a financial analyst. Didn't work for me at all. But I had so much passion and really history behind how important, that is for someone. I think skincare, having great skin is directly tied to confidence. So I know some people say, well, I want to age gracefully. But for me, I think it's important that we age with confidence. Because as we age, I think we become more confident within our skills or how we see life or our purpose in life. But we do look at our, this is one thing that we do. We look at ourselves. We're like the last person we visit before we hit the bed. And we're the first person we visit when we wake up. So it's important, how much I think investment that we make in terms of time. I know a lot of people prefer to cover their skin or do more cosmetic application. And a lot of my friends, at our age, they're like, oh, I want to do more laser and more Botox and all that. And I said, you can actually delay aging by 8 to 10 years by just using, the discipline and the right product. Yeah. And I think what really inspired me was because this is one industry, it's so driven and motivated and guided from marketing messages. It's more the placebo effect. And I love it when women say, does the product work? And I will ask them, what does that mean to you? And you'll be shocked. So many women go, I just know it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that when you asked that question, I was asking myself too. And then I'm like, okay.
And there's so much. I mean, you and I could spend days talking about, how you really need to position yourself with how does a skin change? So when I hear a lot of women asking, like, does a product work? They're asking, is it instant? Mm-hmm. And the biological function of skin is nothing is instant, Mm-hmm. It doesn't convert within one day. Mm-hmm. So it takes period of time. So at my age, my skin turns over, new fresh round cells rise up. Takes about 30 days when you're young, 20 to 30. At my age, it takes 2 to 3 months. So it's just a very delayed, and that's kind of how I walk. I walk really slow now, compared to when I was younger, but everything slows down.
Yeah.
So it's really important for us to use the right, I call it the collective measure, the master key that can unlock a lot of elements within your biological skin and not listen to that one molecule everyone talks about, because one little single molecule is not going to convert your skin. That is for sure. But we're conditioned, right? Either it's the retinol, or the latest hyaluronic or latest peptides, So I try to process this journey for women. And now I'm launching a men's line next year. I am like beyond excited because guys are like,
no, this is great. Because
it's fun.
I think there's a lot of men, now we talk about equality, right? And also the polarity, all those things having talked about the trend. And women wanted men to be more woke, right? So it's
absolutely.
If we have all this skin product, sometimes I feel like a lot of my guy friends, I wish to have some skin product. So that's
exactly right.
And they're so macho that a lot of time when you offer them your skin product, they're like, oh, that's for girl. They don't feel comfortable or they get embarrassed or whatever. Oh, I don't need it. That's for girl, right? So, but I really think that there should be something for our special men or men in general, right? They'll care about how they look also. They just don't say it. But they're just as sweetheart. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I always tell the men, I said, when we go out looking for our cars, we never lift the engine. We don't open the lid to see the hood to see the engine. We look at the color. So we're very visual. We might not express it. Yeah. But when we're looking at you and you look so much older than myself, for example, and it was so cute. My husband took a selfie with me and he was horrified. He said, oh my God, do I look this bad? I said, look in the mirror. So I realized that men don't really pay attention when they look in the mirror like us. We examine our faces. So I think, oh my God, you should see him now. He's like putting all these products on his face because everyone is saying like, oh God, Dr. Luu. He's a doctor, by the way. They're like, Dr. Luu, your face looks amazing. So now he goes and gets regular facials and he wants to get 2 facials a week. I said, that's a little too much. But
no, that's great. I mean, it's funny because, well, it's not funny, but So being a single woman, when I go on date, I actually just start dating somebody, and he actually complained I'm too low maintenance because I have like body wash, facial wash, all in one bottle with the air conditioner. And he was the one who actually have eye cream and all this stuff. And then I said,
Mhm.
I'm not that low maintenance. Look what I got. So I was showing him like your product. And then he's like, what is that? Can I just show audience how it looked like? Because it looked like a medical
Of
spa
course.
tool. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
And when he was like, you don't have anything. You too low maintenance. I was like, do you have
Yeah.
this? I mean, it looked like a medical spot tool. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So you're right. I mean, if it's not for you, it's just so confusing for me. And then I think the skincare, because like you said, there's always different trend and different things. It's so hard to
Mm.
follow. And then everybody's skin is different. So then it's like
Mhm.
now I'm lost. So it's almost like I'm giving up because I don't know what's the next trend going to be. And then the
Mm.
men, like I said, they actually care about the skin now. Like he actually like was telling me, oh, you need eye cream for this. And you,
I love it.
and he always like, the all for one bottle, I think you're a little bit too old
Mhm.
for that. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
thanks. He said, that's for baby. That's when your son, who's like 7 or 8, how this all in one bottle. But you're a little bit too old for that. So, yeah.
Oh, no, you look pretty young to me. I don't know what you're talking
Thank you.
about.
Okay, so Janelle, I'm so excited about your new men's product because I know there's so many special men out there. And I personally, I know a lot of people would needed it. And I would love to tell them about your men's product. When is that going to come out? And then people can use it and purchase them.
We have it launching in April of 2023 with our first phase, which is all treatment for the face. And then we have this most amazing breakthrough hair product, which is going to be ridiculous. And it actually will regenerate and grow hair. And I know there are a lot of before after photos of product like this, but this stuff is really, really, really amazing. So we developed a molecule. I worked with a renowned scientist that develops different delivery vehicle. And we did a sequence of peptides that actually signals hair to regenerate itself. So
Wait. So
yeah.
beside the men's skin product, are you telling me you also have this miracle hair loss, I would say, like hair
I
product?
know. Yeah, and I know a lot of my girlfriends also, as you get a little more mature, we're like, oh my God, I'm having hair.
Yes.
And it actually grows it like sprouts. I just have to name it perfectly.
So what do you think the next trend gonna be?
The next trend will be a growth factor.
Okay.
And that's been around. It's basically a signaling molecule. So you can approach skincare in so many ways. But for example, if you're using products like a moisturizer or serums, you're usually working with what we call, skin barriers or topical layer of the skin.
Mm-hmm.
But the growth factor is one molecule it's like a signaling molecule. So it actually sends a signal to say, hey, you're aging. So therefore, regenerate your skin faster, rebuild the collagen faster. But the key is, how large is this growth factor for it to really make an impact? So the molecule size is so important. That's why we're so honored that I have access to a lot of these amazing professors and scientists, because they're kind of, they're professors of universities and they're really not recognized all that much for their contribution unless, you're working in very prestigious branded university in many, many incidents I've noticed. And they're brilliant minds. And they might be working for a public university, for example, University of blah, and they have this incredible insight. So I get access to a lot of them. Luckily, my husband was a scientist before he became a doctor.
Oh wow!
So we've
Okay.
best friends. Yeah. So we get access to their brain. I borrow their brains, and they help me to even create sequences of peptides. That is really a breakthrough, not just something I can go and buy from a raw material company, which a lot of the manufacturing does. So we get to create our own, a special blend. I mean, that's really, really so exciting. So
I
And you'll
know. I
see
can
like,
tell you're passionate about it because you're
oh
really
yeah, it's so
excited when
much
you
fun.
talk. Yeah, you have. Oh, I can
Yeah.
totally see. You definitely. You really found your passion and purpose, and I'm
Yeah.
just so happy that you found that and you solved the problem
Oh,
for us. And the
thank you.
scientists is also thank you because it's not for you, you wouldn't bring the talent out. You know what I mean? Like
I know.
it's a great team that you put it together, actually.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
get a lot of celebrities that they actually will tell me, like, you changed my life because,
Oh,
these are really big name celebrities and, they have a lot of issues because, they're putting on heavy makeup, taking
yeah.
it off, it's just very stressful environment for their skin. And it's stressed a lot. So sometimes you have eczema or sometimes they have just a lot of breakouts or pigmentation, dryness, you
Yes,
name it.
I get that because I get
Stressful.
stress. I get eczema.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
So again, Evie, you gotta get on that train with me,
Yeah,
and
I'm with you. I follow you now. I'm feeling like
yeah.
you're my new fairy godmother. And then, like I said, like talking to you on this interview, is not just about the skin product or how you come to this business. It's great to see how people find a passion in what they do, but
Mhm.
the conversation, this podcast with you, I feel like I learned so much life wisdom. And then I think
Mm.
is really good that can apply to many people.
Thank you.
Like
Thank
I
you
said,
for
no, it's true. So I really enjoy my podcast with you, and I'm so grateful to have this podcast with you, because like you said, when you talk about skin, you talk about confidence. It's so true, and then
Mhm,
instead
mhm,
of thinking skin product superficial, just another product, I
mhm.
think it's within. And you're
Yeah.
right. When you have a nice skin, you don't have to put all the makeup to cover it, right?
Yes,
So
correct.
it show your confidence. You bring out the confidence. You have nothing. You be authentic and not hiding
That's
behind the
right.
makeup, and that bring the beauty of somebody, I
Yeah.
think, or make the person look even prettier or better.
Yes.
The
Yes.
confidence within.
Yes.
So I really like that when you point that out. And another thing I really like about is how you feel like you're the only like lone wolf in this industry. Everybody wants something so instantly, but it's
Mhm.
all, it takes time. Preventative. I actually think preventive
Yes.
is much better than, like you said, like those dramatic changes a lot of time can cause inflammation to your skin.
Yes.
Is not like a long-term solution, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, call me the obsessed Korean godmother of skincare.
You
I
are.
I'm definitely a K rebel. I don't accept what status quo provides for us, and this industry definitely needs a big disruption. And I really think we need to ask for more. And so my education and my inspiration is to spread the word. And thank you for letting me talk to your, friends and followers and just you yourself. And just
I
so
learned so
adorable.
much. No, I learned so much from you. And like I said, I don't really take care of my skin because I find excuse say that I'm too busy, and I just like
Mm,
splash my face and I was like, okay, I gotta go. I just put whatever on
mm,
my face and I was like, I gotta go. But the
mm,
way you describe how you do every night, your daily ritual, when you make it
mm,
like a ritual, like ceremonial,
mm.
it's so sensual. It's actually really
Yeah.
pretty. It's like a
Mm,
celebration of yourself. Why would I
yeah.
not want to celebrate myself, right? So it's like,
Absolutely.
especially as a woman, I'm like, yeah, I think I deserve self love and
Mhm,
nurturing. So
mhm,
thank you.
mhm.
And that's the biggest takeaway for me in
Thank,
this interview with you. So it's a good reminder for myself. Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. And we'll
Thank
get
you.
together soon, okay?
Yes.
Mhm.
Well,
Let me hear.
I have one last question. With starting this business, I know you started with 7,000 to start with, which is unheard
Yeah.
of. That the biggest challenge you deal with when you start your own business in the skincare?
The biggest challenge was the disbelief and people not being able to see something that's not physically tangible.
Yeah.
So having faith and having a vision, most people talk about that after you've brought it onto the table, but it's that being, it just lives in your mind. So even my best friend, when I said I'm going to do this, and she's, a woman of taste, and she took me to Neiman Marcus and said, look what you have, that you have to go against. And I said, and I actually asked her if she wanted to join me, partner, with me. And she said, and she wants to never talk about it. But, I told her, I said, I'm going to disrupt the space.
Yeah.
And, she was so, I think people just don't realize that if you are absolutely stubborn and have a conviction and a belief, then you can start impacting. Influence is more greater than just following other people's vision. And being a Korean woman, I was always told, like, hey, we have thousands of years of what women's role is. Mm-hmm. So, being my generation, what do you mean you want to start your own company? That's crazy. With $7,000, that is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But I'm rebellious.
Yeah.
Because I said we are the next, I think, really the rainmakers. We really the just us, the movements that we're like, even you're talking to women, you're talking to us to build us, to say, hey, you're what you have to say is worth something. That's huge.
Yeah.
Right.
And
so,
I want to have wisdom, like the interview with you, so much wisdom, and then inspiring. It inspired me. And then like you said, it's the hard part is to go against the disbelief and to have the vision. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you look at everyone when they start, we hear it almost like some kind of motivation, oh, I started with this. And I tell people, it wasn't easy, but the hardest thing was not just the finance. I mean, the funny thing is I married a doctor, late in my life. And, at that time I had 3 housekeepers, but in my company, I was dirt poor. At home, I was quite well-to-do. But at work, I was like, because I wanted to prove that it's doable. I was, they interviewed me in Korean newspapers, and because I was Korean, or I am Korean. I want to use Chinese. My kids are half and half. But I wanted the women to recognize that we can be more. We can be, even like just be more. And I don't mean success. Success is really finding the core of ourselves. And the size of our bowl. I have a lot of friends, that are billionaires and they're very successful. I always think people are born with their bowl and never look at somebody else's bowl and go, how come their bowl's bigger than mine? Or, oh, your bowl's bigger than yours. Just, treasure that bowl and keep making it better. And my final thought is I really inspire people. If we change 1% a day, that's not much. Just 1% a day in 100 days, you've done 100% of improvement, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
And you do that 3 times, it's 300%. And it's almost, like the whole year, you have 65 days left over. You don't have to change anything. But if you keep doing that, then imagine the possibility of what will end up. And that's how I build my company and my brand, that we're still niche. I always have to say, we're Le Mieux, not La Mer, it's Le Mieux.
Well, I like it better.
I
like it better, especially the story, how you come up with the name. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people go, oh, I think in this day and age, we think mass is better, but it's not. It's curating, really positioning for that special person that wants to improve. So I'm in partnership with that. So again, I'm like the godmother of all skincare.
Thank you so much.
I love talking to you and meeting you. Yeah.
And we're definitely going to meet up. So thank you so much for coming on my podcast today. And I can't wait for all the audience to hear all the wisdom that, well, I hope to get it from here, because I definitely got a lot. So thank you.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.